Hello, my friends, hello, and welcome once again to Stately Von Manor. And it's another thrilling video in my 100 Favorite Books project. I made a list of my 100 favorite books. I made a video about it. I'll link it down below because you don't want to miss any of my exciting videos. Oh no. And today, the book we're going to be talking about is The Great Gatsby by F. Scott Fitzgerald. The edition by Beehive Books. This one, look how fancy pants this is. So in this series, what I'm doing is I'm trying to find the best edition of each one of my 100 favorite books. Or at least the edition that I like the most. And Beehive Books, I've gotten a couple of theirs. I've got The Willows by Algernon Blackwood, and I got The Island of Dr. Moreau by H.G. Wells, and they're both magnificent. And so I pre-ordered this because I knew it was going to be amazing, and boy is it, this volume from Beehive Books. So let's take a look at it and talk a little bit about The Great Gatsby and why. Why is it one of my 100 favorite books? Okay. So it comes in this really nice box here. It's not really gold, but it kind of looks like it here on the video. But you open it up, and that is the cover. Yeah, that's a really awesome cover there. And the artwork in this edition, let me get the names correctly. The artwork in this edition is by Anna and Elena Balbuso, the Balbuso twins. And they actually are big-time illustrators. They've won a bunch of awards. Italian sisters who do their artwork together, and they just do a magnificent job. And the artwork in this volume is, well, it's something else, and I'll show you. So why is this one of my favorite books? I think it's a great book. I know it's the fashion now on BookTube to not like this book, it seems like. But there's a lot going on in this book, and I think it really is a great American novel. Whatever that means, this is what that is, I think. It's very much an American book in that it talks about and critiques the American dream and how unrealizable that is for a lot of people. It talks about class difference and how difficult it can be to escape the class that you are in, and how in America we like to pretend that there are not class differences when of course there are, and there have been, and that was very true in the 1920s. And of course, if anything, the divide between the rich and the poor is even greater now than it was at the time that this was written. Gatsby is a very interesting character. He's sort of pathetic and admirable at the same time, chasing a dream, and it is a dream that he is chasing. Really interesting book. I've read it a few times now. I think I've read this book 3 times, and I've enjoyed it every time. I think I read this about once a decade, I think. And I'm about due to read it again. But let's take a look at this volume because it is something. Cool end papers there. These Beehive editions are just really, really beautiful. And with this particular edition, they really knocked it out of the park. They have the very fancy chapter headings there. And the artwork in these volumes is just something. And particularly in this volume. The artwork in this volume is just... Let me get a good example here. Just beautiful work in this whole thing. Very evocative of the time. Look at that. Yeah. That's something. Very stylized. Very beautiful. Let me see if I can pull up another one. Oh, here's Gatsby there. There's Gatsby. They just do such incredible work. Let me see. What did I skip? Oh yeah, this is a good one. Yeah. So this book is full of artwork like this all throughout. Very well made book. This has a bunch of illustrations, and they're just beautiful. Every single one. And they're very representative of the story, which is important when you have an illustrated book. Not all artists, can really give you a sense of the story. Sometimes artwork or illustrations in a book are so very different from what you would imagine, but not this one. And it's just beautiful. This is just a beautiful book to look at. They included in this one this loose picture, which you can frame, I suppose. There's Gatsby there hanging out on the stairs at one of these wild parties. One of the wild parties that, well, Scott Fitzgerald went to a lot of these. And you get the feeling that he had a good time, but he was sort of disgusted by them at the same time. Which, he had a very kind of ambivalent, interesting obsession with money and wealth, where he wanted to be a part of it. He wanted money. He wanted all that. At the same time, he kind of looked down on it at the same time. It's interesting because wealth was the measure of success to a certain degree, to a strong degree, actually. But at the same time, he realized that, you can have all the money in the world and that still won't make you happy. You still can't buy everything, which is part of what this book is about. It's a book I always recommend to people, no matter what edition it is, although, man, this one is something. But yeah, I always recommend this book. I really think this is a great novel. Like I said, I know it's the fashion not to like it, but it's a wonderful book. And I actually love Fitzgerald. I've mentioned that before. I'll mention it again. I will always defend his work because I think it's fantastic. Truly a wonderful book. And this edition, man, damn, this is something. Okay, guys, that's all I have to say for today. I will catch you tomorrow. I will see you next time.